Within months of meeting Steve Sawyer, Janet knew she'd met her match. Steve was almost everything on her wish list. He loved God, owned his own business, and liked nice things.
You know, we loved to golf. We loved to go away. We loved to go out to eat.
So the two married and didn't think twice about their financial situation or what their lifestyle might cost them.
I just met the love of my life. I wasn't going to put the brakes on my life.
But not too long after the honeymoon, money became a big issue in their marriage.
That's when she started asking questions about, well, what is this bill? How much do you owe?
Steve had credit card bills and owed back taxes from before marriage. He was also $3,000 short on payroll. Janet wasn't used to living in debt to support her lifestyle.
I paid my bills, I paid my credit cards, everything was always on time.
I had quite a few years of haphazard living, no financial principles whatsoever.
Unable to live the way they wanted to on their combined income, the Sawyers were soon $60,000 in debt.
I was feeling very out of control with the finances, and there was nights where I couldn't sleep. It was bothersome, and it was very hard because my husband and I didn't communicate that well when it came to finances.
It was more just me shutting down or getting to a place of avoidance.
Janet prayed and also convinced Steve to finally see an accountant.
It was at the point where with something had to be done. I was just like, we can't be living this way.
It was a place of vulnerability for me to say, okay, no longer will I hide behind the pride of I'll fix whatever's wrong.
The accountant gave the Sawyers a financial plan that included debt reduction, practical business management, and even though they were tithing at church, advised them to start giving even more to see how God would respond.
Did it make sense? Probably not to most, but it made sense to me to the point where I could fully commit and know the Lord wouldn't fail me.
Soon Steve was given a $75,000 roofing contract out of the blue. Janet started getting consistent raises and promotions. The two were also blessed in other ways.
We had a couple that paid our mortgage one month.
The more we increased in our giving, the more abundance of God's provision.
It was beautiful to be able to see things like that happen, knowing that God was, had our backs when He had our hearts.
Steve and Janet paid off their $60,000 debt while they increased what they gave at church each year and became CBN partners. The Sawyers encourage others to stop living on debt and give instead.
Walk in faith, not in fear, and I believe you'll be able to see the glory of God on your life.
Tithing and giving may not be the first thing on your radar when you're in debt. But as Christians, we need to believe and rely on the biblical principles God has set forth for us. Test Him on this with the right heart and with an expecting heart.